I try my damnedest to keep this channel and all of my content wholesome. I don't want people thinking I'm some kind of a pervert who is gawking at underage kids, hiding behind excuses like, she's actually 800 years old, or it's just a drawing. Which is why, like most sensible people, I keep it to myself. I long for the days that I can be out in public with my mega mean body pillow, but alas, I am still viewed as a pervert who cannot be within 100 feet of a school. So in order to stop living a lie, I'm no longer going to be dealing with anime that draws children being sexually exploited. Instead, I'm going to shift over to Western media, where child exploitation is both praised and encouraged. So I began my journey with this movie called Cuties. While most of the far-right people can only focus on the children and for some reason try to sexualize them when the camera does things like zoom into their vaginas, I am a man of culture who values a good story. And let me tell you, as good as this movie was at promoting live-action lolis, it was even better at giving a captivating story that made me a better person by the end. Don't believe me? Well, listen on, dear viewer, as I take us past the misunderstood aspects of this award-winning film and dive into the story and cultural message that it conveys. To avoid copyright strikes, I'll be using still images more often than footage, and will try my best to avoid the exploitative images, but that might be more difficult than it sounds. The story starts out with a main character, whose name I don't even remember despite watching this less than 12 hours ago, having just moved into a new apartment with her family. We are introduced to the mother, the knowing younger brother, and the baby brother. Right in the beginning, the director lets us connect with the MC on a deep emotional level, as she is devoid of any personality whatsoever, and then goes off to watch an underage kid sexually dancing from around the corner, just like the creep we all aspire to be. At some point, this cutie uses an iron on her hair, which I totally encourage everyone to do. Doesn't go too well for the MC though. Next up, we see MC at her new school, where she can continue her relation with us, the audience, by being a total creep. We jump to a scene of MC practicing the slut dance because she really just wants to be like that other girl for reasons I'm sure will be explained later. For those with a keen eye, you may have noticed the daddy missing from this happy family. As it turns out, the family comes from a culture where husbands sometimes take on second wives, and that is exactly what's happening here. The mother is devastated, she cries, MC cries. We are being set up to greatly dislike the culture that her family is a part of. Keep that in mind. Next we got MC doing some grocery shopping where she just so happens to run into the squad. The squad is running around acting a fool for seemingly no reason whatsoever. They run to the cashier with items, jump all over each other, then leave without paying. The cashier seems to just not care. To give the scene a more robust feel, they added a random dog tied up inside the store, annoyingly yapping throughout the scene. Chekhov's gun tells us there's a reason for that dog being there, but guns are bad and Chekhov is a Russian bot, so that opinion is moot. MC follows the squad like the creep that she is, hands over the baby to the irresponsible, reluctant little brother, and spies on them dancing. They notice her, proceed to get pissed, and then they try to stone her, which is totally not cool because that's cultural appropriation. Also added bonus for the little brother deciding not to use the wheels on the stroller. So much personality. So what would any of us do after a group of kids insult us and throw rocks at us? We try to imitate them, of course. MC decides to put on her little brother's shirt and says that this shirt is too big for him, so that's why she is taking it. Did you know MC doesn't have a cell phone? Well, that's all fixed when she decides to steal this random guy's cell phone. Now, you might be asking to yourself, who is this random guy that she steals her cell phone from? Have we been given any indication that she wanted or needed a cell phone? Have cell phones even been a notable part in this movie? Those are all good questions. Anyway, we cut to MC and her mom sorting out gifts for her father's second wedding, where she gets a dress from him to wear. You can tell by her face that she doesn't like it, again setting up how much she doesn't like this part of her culture. We cut back to school and the MC walks up to the squad, who proceed to make fun of her and drop some fire dialogue such as this.
Dog, we gonna beat a bomb. Boom! Get a bomb! Hey,
the MC asks during all of this bullying and harassment what they were all doing when she saw them, which is a strange thing to ask because you've been trying to imitate them. Now, you might be asking yourself, but T-Man, you keep skipping over the dialogue. What is her motivation? Her reasoning. Has she given us any sort of idea as to why she is doing anything that she's been doing? The answer is no. There has not been any form of character development on that end. Not in the slightest. And that's a good thing because... So anyway, the next scene we get to is one of the members of the squad, the person that the MC originally creeped on, running away from what seems to be her brother. She pulls MC by the arm because they're besties now or something? I'm not sure, but they go into her apartment to hide. So, between dressing in a way that makes jailbait feel uneasy, being obnoxious in stores and shoplifting, bullying, and throwing stones at people, seemingly every single thing about this squad is unlikable. But this scene turns it all around. She stole the clothes from her brother, demanding money for washing them, which she apparently didn't even dry, and ran off with them despite her brother, who is part of her dirt poor family, needing them for work. Now, you might be asking yourself, T-Man, how does this scene make this person any less unlikable? So anyway, this act of being a brat caused some sort of bonding between these two, I guess, and to showcase on screen a metaphor for the bonding, to help sanitize the wound from the stoning, the squad member gets some laundry detergent, spits on it, and rubs it all over the wound. Again, I highly encourage everyone to rub spit and laundry detergent on other people's open wounds. The French have universal healthcare, they know what they're doing. The excellence in story structure in this masterpiece also extends to the script. Listen to the Shakespearean levels of dialogue masterfully woven together in this unedited audio clip.
Ew. What if the guy pees in our mouth?
It's not gross, it's just nature.
What do you mean nature? You think that's how babies get made?
Ew, that's gross.
Look at the girl's face. I bet it's rape.
Rape? I heard if it's rape, it goes right through your whole body. The guy puts it in and it comes out your mouth.
No.
Yeah.
No guy's thing is long enough to come out of your mouth.
Well, it depends on the guy, of course.
I've seen my brother's, it's not that long.
Maybe your brother's hasn't finished growing.
Remember, they got 11-year-olds to be talking like this. So stunning and brave. We get this unspoken piece of character development from the squad, as the audience discovers that they all have selective Alzheimer's and forget that they were bullying and mocking the MC just the day before, and allow her to creep up on their pissy, rapey pornography watching. This naturally flows into them encouraging MC to go to the boys' bathroom and take a picture of a guy's penis as he is taking a piss. The relevance to the plot is, so anyway, we cut to the MC having a stalkie over to her apartment. Oh yes, this reminds me. In the beginning of the movie, we are told there is a room the MC is not allowed inside. This, I suppose, is implied that this room will belong to the new wife? Or the mother after the new wife moves in? It's not entirely clear, but they were told not to go into that room. So naturally, the stalkie, the lovable scamp, kicks the door open, and her and the MC just go in and wreck the room. As this is going on, the little brother ends up flooding the apartment via bathtub. The relevance to this scene? Anyway, we get more examples of masterful script writing here.
Know what it smelled like? Like butt.
The kids do their slut dance as MC films, then goes off to practice herself. Then we get this scene of the little brother looking at porn on the phone. This scene also has no relevance to anything that happens again. So it has been established that this family is so poor they have to shower using a sink. When the father calls and wants to talk to the MC drops the phone out of the window, making it very clear her feelings towards her father over this whole second wedding thing. You can feel the pain and anguish coming from the mother. Moving on, while everyone's hanging out being nice and slutty, one of the 11-year-olds finds a used condom on the ground and puts her mouth onto it to blow it up, saying, "Hey, it looks like a boob." The other girls freak out because now that squad member must now have, and I shit you not, this is the line, cancer or AIDS. The squad member did not think it was a condom because it was pink. So they decide to cure cancer and AIDS by using soap on her tongue. If you do not like this movie, you are anti-science. Now, here comes the real turning point in the plot, and we're not even halfway through yet. They decide to get on one of those random video chat websites, with their video off, and start asking some random dude if he likes tits. One of them accidentally turns the camera on, and all hell breaks loose. Next day in school, more masterful dialogue.
So, are you over it yet?
Fuck off, baby.
bitch. Whoa, who you calling a bitch, bitch?
The two squad members, the one who turned the camera on and the one who was exposed, got into a physical fight. And to avoid copyright, I am going to read the script for you guys from the perspective of this one. This is a verbatim reading. What do you want? 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 There you have it. That was her lines. Obviously the fight makes bad things happen, but this gives MC a chance to take Fatty's spot on the squad. To continue the beautifully crafted story in which they show and don't tell, MC does the dance routine to show that she knows it. But even though it looks like she'll be able to dance with the squad, and the competition is just around the corner, MC decides to take charge and use the skills she must have learned back in the old country working as a high-class prostitute, because oh my god does she slutty up the entire routine. Plot twist. The original dance from the squad was only a little bit too much, but it was the MC who comes by and makes it something illegal in all 50 states. Bet you didn't see that coming. Genius! Next we get a montage. Kind of like Rocky, but instead of training for a fight, they're training to become the best prostitutes in all of France. So everyone has officially bonded, and the squad, who we thought all this time was corrupting the MC, actually ends up being corrupted by the MC. It is time for us to be reminded again that MC comes from a different culture that does bad things that she does not like. So they're making her help with the wedding by doing some cooking. We also get this scene with her dress, where she touches it and it starts bleeding. It's bleeding so heavily that it leaves a puddle of blood on the floor. MC decides to more or less ignore this. During all this time, MC is really anxious, and at some point in the middle of walking with a bunch of food, she puts the food down and sprints away. As it turns out, today is the day for the audition. Did I forget to mention that? No, I didn't, because the movie forgot to mention that. We had no reason given as to why she was being so antsy. I just assumed she didn't want to miss practice, but all of a sudden she bursts through the door for the audition place that has no security or anything, only to catch her friends auditioning without her. During this audition, they clearly mess up, and the judges are just kind of like, that's cool, try again. MC comes home to a pissed off aunt, who begins to scold her, then begins laughing really creepily. I guess being creepy runs in the family. We then get a shot of MC's crotch covered in period blood. Oh shit, wait a second! The dress bleeding must have been all in her head! It's a metaphor, guys! Guys! They metaphored the hell out of it! Holy crap, the subtlety was brilliant! Edgar Allan Poe got nothing on this French film. Did you not make the connection? The connection was so obvious. Bleeding dress? Period blood? Yes, she's becoming a woman. Oh, that's beautiful. Anyway, the squad is pissed at the MC for ditching them, but they all make up by sneaking into a laser tag and not actually play laser tag because fun? I don't know. Anyway, they twerk for a security guard to be let go after they got a text message saying that they made it to the finals. Wait, the finals? I thought they just had an audition. How does this contest even work? Is it a prize or something? The only thing we know of this contest is that it's just referred to as the contest. Anyway, back to the plot, and by plot I mean another slutty montage. After school, the squad runs into their arch rivals, the Sweetie Squad. Oh, did I forget to mention them? When MC and Starkey broke into the forbidden room, with no consequences mind you, they watched a video of them with Starkey saying they're expected to win. That's it. That's the interaction we've gotten so far. One of the Sweetie Squad sees them and decides to throw some garbage at them, because why not? I guess this means they did know each other? Who knows? Anyway, MC gets pissed at this person she's never actually met, and decides to physically attack her. This doesn't go well, as the adults overpower the 11-year-old, strip her in public, take pictures of her underwear, and upload it all over social media. The plot is just dripping from this movie. Layers upon layers of character development. So what does the MC do about this? She decides to steal money from her dirt-poor mother in order to buy not only herself, but the entire squad sexy underwear. And for some reason, she brings her little brother along and buys him an expensive toy, which sets up the mother seeing the toy and discovering this. Plot! If you are not yet emotionally invested in this movie, you soon will be. Get those tissues ready, as later in the day, the mother faints in front of her children. Look at the emotional outburst that transpires.
Mama! Mama!
No wonder this movie won an award. Does this painting have any actual effect on the movie or the characters? You should know the answer to that by now. Moving on. MC is FaceTiming her bestie with her stolen phone when random nobody that she stole from walks on by and notices his stolen phone. It's been days now since his phone was stolen. He didn't contact the phone company to turn it off. He didn't use any Find My Phone apps or systems in place. He didn't do anything but let this lowly thought use up his service. He gets pissed and takes the phone, with the MC demanding that he returns it as if the phone is hers. When he refuses, she does the only sensible thing to do in the scene. She begins to strip. The older gentleman, being a measly barbarian troglodyte with no taste in culture, pushes her away instead of tapping that 11-year-old booty. And just remember, if you don't like the idea of child sodomy, then you hate the Jews. So after this uncouth heathen rejects the maiden's proposition, she steals the phone back and runs into the bathroom, with the male not giving up on his phone. So the MC again does the only sensible thing she can think of. She takes off her pants, takes a picture of her vagina, and uploads it to social media before throwing the phone back. This epic tale, given to us by the gods, is too complex for my puny mind, because I have absolutely no idea the reason for this sick gamer move. Next day in class, this absolute Chad smacks her on the butt, and this virgin, who couldn't even seduce a grown man, decides to stab the young Chad in the hand with a pencil. The mother is livid, so she does the only sensible thing she can do. She conducts an exorcism. I shit you not, gang. 3/4 of the way through this movie, they conduct a full-on exorcism, and the MC begins to twerk the demons out of her. You just don't get stories like this anymore. The squad, to my surprise, was not okay with the upload of an 11-year-old's vagina on the internet, because now people will think they're all sluts. This leads to a big fight, and just like that, MC is out of the squad. They bring back the fat one, but not before she vomits in the bathroom, because they just had to throw bulimia in there somewhere. As if MC did not have enough problems, she discovers that in her house is a ghost! Run, MC, run! Oh, wait. It just turns out to be the new bride. The wedding is now happening out of nowhere, just like the first round finals are happening the very same day out of nowhere. But how will MC be able to dance on stage with the rest of the cuties? Well, it's simple. She pushes the fat one into a river, and as a bonus, the fat one can't swim, so the MC just leaves her holding onto some conveniently placed floating device. MC shows up. The squad don't want her, but time is running out, so all is forgiven. They get up on stage, and the grand finale of lawbreaking begins. But before that, let's review the moral lessons of this movie. The MC is supposed to be struggling between tradition and modernity, but throughout the entire movie, she's rejected everything about tradition and has gone ladyballs deep into being whatever the hell the squad is, without an ounce of motivation or reason. There has been nothing about the traditional stuff shown in a positive light. Meanwhile, the squad has been a never-ending trope of degeneracy. Aside from when the MC uploaded CP onto social media, then stabbed a dude, we have not actually been given the message that what the squad has been doing is bad. With that in mind, on to the climax, a word I probably should not use with a film like this. They dance, and the crowd begins to boo, as they seem to be disgusted. Apparently, they cannot appreciate the high arts. Even the judges seem grossed out, but 2 of the 4 judges were the ones who saw the last performance, the one in which they messed up on, and gave them the green light to do the same routine. Clearly, they've had some sort of epiphany off screen, and if you couldn't figure that out, you're an uncultured swine. So the jailbait rock dance goes on for an incredibly long time, and at some point during it, MC sees some gold confetti falling in front of her, and she has a Vietnam flashback or something. The music in her head switches to some traditional native music, and she starts crying as she bolts off the stage, limping for some reason. She runs home being all sad. Auntie is all mad, but Mommy is forgiving, I guess. And she goes to the wedding, the pre-wedding party, post-wedding party. You know, the wedding that's breaking her family apart? I don't know. But anyway, she goes and skips rope with some of her people, and the movie ends. That's it. That's the movie. So let me ask you, dear viewer, do you feel enlightened yet? Do all the blue-haired reviewers of this cinematic masterpiece make a lot more sense now? They most certainly should. To anyone who says that this movie is nothing more than pedobait, with the literal last 5 minutes and 15 seconds of the movie having any semblance of an attempt to say sexualizing kids is bad in order to justify the perversion, with not even an ounce of setup, then maybe it's you, dear viewer, who is the true kitty diddler. Now then, I had to sit and watch this entire movie and spend a full day making this video, so you all damn well better pay me for the pain and suffering I went through to get you all the plot, and buy my tea as I go and take many, many showers. Oh, and remember how I said this movie makes me a better person at the end? That's because after this was released, they took the bar of humanity and lowered it so many times. It made me a better person by comparison. So thank you, Cuties, and thank you, Netflix, for making all of humanity, by default, not as bad as you.